kicking it with Mia. And today we're going to get into Nelly and Ashanti's We Belong Together series. But before we get into it, baby, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And come on over here and kick it with your girl. Hit that button. Hit the subscribe button now. Right now. Let's go. Where do we start with this series? Okay, so I was originally here for it until I watched it. And let's just say, baby, the internet, they have been on Nelly's neck with some reasoning. So what I will say about the show, if you're a millennial, you remember Ashanti and Nelly being together. I know a lot of people was like, oh, their relationship was on the hush, but at first it was due to Irv Gotti, not because they didn't want to be together or because he was hiding her or she was hiding him. I think it was because of Irv and the fact that he was over Ashanti's career. Let's fast forward to COVID. We all seen Nelly walk across that stage and go and get his lady back. Go get Ashanti back. And from that, it's history. So they are back together. They are not only back together, they are back together and they have gotten married and have welcomed a little baby boy, KK. So a lot of people have been going in on Nelly. It's a lot of controversy about the clips that are shown. Okay, so I was seeing the clips, but for me, I like to see stuff in its entirety before I give my opinion on it, because I've seen a lot of clips like really going in, and I'm like, hold on, let me actually watch the show so I can see for myself and I can, form my own opinion, because a lot of people are going off the clips, and it's like, you can go off the clips, that's cool if that's what you want to do. But we know that the clips are only going to be the part where we can get a viral moment. They take certain clips and stuff and they post that because they know it's a viral moment. It's going to get the people talking. And it's doing what it's supposed to do, which is get us talking. Now, to do, excuse me, some of it I agree with, some of it I don't agree with it, and some of it is just like, I don't really too much got an opinion or not on it because it's not my life. But I am going to talk about the show and my thoughts on the overall show and even on these clips. I like the show because I feel like Ashanti and Nelly are really down to earth. They are both very relatable. It was a part in the show where they was being a mattress and the man was calling it an instrument. And when I seen him when he was saying instrument, I was like, is he talking about the mattress? Because if he calling it an instrument, baby, this shit gonna be high. And so he was like, this instrument is $75,000. And Nelly was like, $75,000, girl, if you don't get out they shit. Y'all, that was so funny to me because that's a real reaction. Like $75,000 just for a mattress. It don't come with no dresser, no headboard. This is what Nelly said. Like, come on now, baby, $75,000. So I like that aspect because it's funny, it's relatable. Nelly has done reality TV before. If you watched his show, he had a show with his kids. We know that Nelly has 4 grown kids, 2 which are biologically his, and 2 were his sister. His sister died, I believe, of cancer, and he took care of her kids. So Nelly is the father to 3 biologically plus Ashanti's baby, and to his niece and nephew, which are his. He adopted them. So in all, he has 5 kids, 4 grown, 1 that's a baby, and he's a grandfather. Not only so now they've been around the block, he's not new to this. And he's, like I said, they done the reality show. I liked the reality show back then. Ashanti, we just seen Ashanti on Instagram, on social media, fine, going out in her bikini, doing her shows and minding her business. Ashanti has always been that girl, quiet in her own lane. You really don't see her in the blogs for nothing bad. Like, she's doing her. So for me to see them get back together, I was like, okay, if it worked, because I know a lot of people like, oh, don't spin the block. Baby, if it works for y'all, do y'all thing. a lot of people, it's funny because a lot of people was so for them spinning the block. Now everybody on social media, well, not everybody, but a lot of people on social media are singing a different tune. And now it's like, oh, I don't, she shouldn't have never spun the block, and now she's a married single mother. Like, the way people would go from liking you to hating you quickly within a second needs to be studied, because baby, the way these people are going in, when just a few months ago everybody was on here talking about how they knew they was gonna be together and they are so happy for them, is crazy. Like, people, this is why I always say live your life how you want it, because baby, if you going off of people, you will forever be confused, upset, miserable, and hate your life, because baby, the way they are going in now is insane. And like I was saying, Ashanti hasn't never really had any drama attached to her name. Now, we did see drama when Irv was going in on her. May Irv rest in peace. But we know Irv was madly in love with Ashanti, and that's why he was going in. But other than that, you really haven't seen Ashanti's name attached to no BS. So it's kind of unfortunate now that her name is getting attached to the BS, because she married Nelly, which was somebody that she's always loved, and you know that they had a relationship, that you know they have history. She has history with. So that's the kind of part that, like, I'm like, dang, this is why sometimes it just pays to just kind of stay low key. Like, let us see y'all on, post y'all Instagram pics and do that, and that's it, instead of inviting cameras into your life. Because one thing about it, people are going to nitpick, and once they get to going, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to get them to stop. We see them traveling, and Ashanti trying to navigate life as a new mother, as a working mom. We see Nelly, you know, he's not new to this, but he's up in age now. He's 50, and he's kind of set in his ways as far as the things that's going, like bringing a new baby into this world. So we're gonna get into the diaper drama. Okay, Nelly is on. They have a clip of Nelly saying how he isn't going to change any diapers, because Ashanti felt the way about him. She's like, how can you wake up? I mean, how could you sleep through him crying, through the baby crying, and not hear him? And Nelly was like, I told you I wasn't going to be changing no diapers. I wasn't going to be getting up, you know, taking care of a baby. And I know this is a lot of backlash. They are receiving a lot of backlash because of him saying this. Now, I am not agreeing with Nelly. As a man, and as you being the father, you have to do what you got to do, right? But this, y'all might not like me for this. Some of y'all might not like me for this, but like I say, I'm gonna be true to myself and say what it is. I'm like, I don't hop on bandwagons and go off of popular opinion. I watch stuff and I get an understanding for myself, and you're gonna get my real opinion on it. I feel like Nelly expressed this to Ashanti beforehand, and he said it. He told her, and Ashanti did not oblige. She agreed with him. So, which means she knew beforehand his thoughts and his feelings on bringing a baby into this world. She said, you know, he said that I told you before we got married, before we said I do, before KK was even thought about, or even in the works, I told you that I wasn't changing diapers. I wasn't going to be very, very hands-on when he was a little baby. That once he's up and moving, he going to be with me. He's going to be with the boys. But while he's little and a baby, that's all you. I'm rich. I can get you all the nannies that you want. But if you're looking for me to do it, I'm not doing it. He also said that he told her this about moving from St. Louis to New York, because she's, of course, we know Ashanti's from New York, Nelly is from St. Louis, and her family and stuff is in New York. So it's natural that she would want to be close to her family. That she had the first baby. You know how it is when you have your baby, especially if you have a great support system, you want to be close to your support system, which is completely understandable. But Nelly had said that he made it very clear to her. I'm not leaving St. Louis because that's where all of my business is at. That's where my studio is at. That's where my other kids are at. That's where my life is at. Ashanti, her life is in New York. They had a conversation about these things before getting married. I think this is the part that everybody is missing. Everybody is going in on Nelly, but I think this is the part everybody is missing. He told her. Now, if they didn't have this conversation. Like if he would have said, "I told you this," and Ashanti would have been like, "No, you didn't say that. You didn't say that." Then I could, I could see some of y'all's point of view. But Ashanti said you did. She agreed with him. So which means she knew. Which means you shouldn't be surprised. And I think as women, and thankfully I learned this early on, you cannot change a man. You cannot, and this is not just goes for women. You cannot change anyone if they don't want to, if they don't want to change. And the fact that he told her and she still decided she wanted to marry this man, she still wanted to have a baby with this man, why is he receiving all the backlash? Now, I'm not caping for Nelly because Nelly has done a lot of shit and he has got a lot of eye rolls from me. And even with him performing at the inauguration and all that, I do not agree with none of that. But looking at this situation at hand, it's not like Ashanti was in the dark. It's not like she didn't know what to expect. Unfortunately, I know sometimes we think that we can change people's mind. I know she may have thought that once the baby got here, that he would budge on some things. But at the end of the day, he made it very clear. It's the thing for me is that she wasn't in the dark about anything. And so this is the reason why I don't know why so many people are on here saying, "Oh, Nelly just got with Ashanti to make her look bad, to devalue her. He not changing diapers." Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I don't agree with him not changing diapers, right? I don't. Because at the end of the day, that's still your child. Now, is he just saying certain stuff for the show? I don't know. Because we do gotta understand this is a TV show and they gotta have drama to keep people talking. We gotta be talking, right? And to keep people tuning in. So I understand the business aspect of it. Is it right? No. Do I agree? No. But if he's in position to get her nannies and he's like, "Hey, I'm not waking up in the middle of the night, I'm not changing no diapers, you gonna have a nanny," which she does have a nanny. But if he's like, "I can get you the nannies, I'm gonna get you the help that you need, but just don't count on me to be there." Is it right? No. But if that's what they agreed upon and that's what works for them, then it's like you can't go back on your word. Like, because he told you. And I think this is the biggest thing people is not seeing. Like, he told her what it was. And it doesn't make it right. It don't mean it's right, but it just means he was honest and upfront. And she still said, "I'm cool with it." And once you say you're cool with that, and then you go through with it, that's what it is. Him not wanting to move to St. Louis, not wanting to move to New York. I understood this too, because as a person that's staying in the Midwest and then you moving over to New York, which everything is a little smaller, higher, I kind of get it. Him not wanting to be in New York because of the prices, the rates. Now, like I said before, I can't say it's right or it's wrong. Like, as a woman, I know me, I would want to be close to my mother. I would want to be close to my family. That's just how we are wired, especially when you just had a new baby and you have that support. So I'm not disagreeing with Ashanti, but the thing is, you knew this man wasn't moving to New York. This was a issue prior to y'all getting back together when y'all was together back in the day, because y'all had always been long distance. So you knew that he wasn't fit to get up and move to New York. You knew that. So now kind of making it a big deal is crazy. I think a lot of times we like people and we like Ashanti, and as women we're gonna stick together. But at some point, we have to take accountability. It's like he didn't put a gun up to Ashanti head, and he didn't say that he wouldn't he was going to move to New York, and he's basically made it clear that it's some stuff that he didn't sign up for, and she very well much knew that. Now I'm thinking because the baby is here, and of course she's in love. She's any mama, new mother. She's very protected. She's in love with her baby. She's looking at it like we're in New York right now. We can just stay here. All my people are here. I have, help here. She's looking at all these things. And like I said, as a woman, I get it. But that's not what y'all agreed upon. And y'all are now married. It's not, oh, we just girlfriend and boyfriend anymore. It's a different ball game. So it has to be some compromise right there, right in it. Unfortunately, you agreed to make all the compromises. And now that we're living in it, you're trying to change it. And just being real, it don't always work like that. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but it don't. And that's just how it is, unfortunately. So another major moment in this show was Nelly performing at the inauguration for the Orange Man. Now, we all know what we are all in as America dealing with this man. So him to perform at the inauguration is a slap in the face, especially as a black man, right? I do respect the fact that Ashanti and her mother wasn't with it. Ashanti really didn't say too much, but you could tell on her face that she wasn't with it. And I know she didn't say too much because at the end of the day, Nelly is her husband. And of course, the producers was asking her take on it, and she was like, next question, next question. I'm not answering that because that's her man, and she's gonna uphold her man, right? Now, Ashanti's mother was very vocal to Ashanti about the situation. She's like, y'all are married now. This is gonna affect you as well, and you need to speak your mind. Now, I know a lot of y'all want to make it seem like Ashanti is a pushover, but I think that she give Nelly an earful, and she probably be on his ass. Just because she don't do it on the show for y'all liking, don't mean she's not doing it behind closed doors. Nelly said that his reasoning for performing for Trump was because he respect the office, and how he was a military kid and all this and that. Cool, if that's your opinion. Which, me personally, I think he did it for the money. It's been talked that he got $1.5 million. Don't know how true that is. Allegedly, don't know the amount. But if he got $1.5 million, he probably did do it for the money. He may not want to say he done it for the money because people are gonna call him a sellout, which they're gonna call you that regardless. So if you done it for the money, you done it for the money. That's your business. And do I agree with it? No. But it is what it is. It's over and done with now. So I did respect the fact that, they was like, why would you? No. No. But at the end of the day, that's her husband. A lot of y'all are saying, oh, Ashanti need to leave him. She need to divorce him right now. Divorce him because he made a decision. Yeah, that's not favorable. That's not right. And they are currently receiving a lot of backlash. But at the end of the day, that's her husband. They have a child together. I don't think it's just that easy to just get up and walk away. So yeah, I do not agree. And like I said, I was glad that they, let it be known that they really didn't agree. Ashanti did also say, she's not a person that talk about her political beliefs and stuff out in the open. So we don't know who Ashanti is, who she may have voted for or may not voted for. But I do know that she was visibly upset about it. You could tell she wasn't saying much on the camera because she was trying to save face. And at the end of the day, if that's her man and she's riding with him, she did the right thing in my book. Don't even say nothing, because anything you say, they gonna take it and misconstrue your words. Like, it is, the backlash is here now. I know it's been a lot of talk of people saying Nelly trying to rebrand. We know he has been caught with drugs. We know he has a gambling problem. Hopefully, well, I think his case was dropped. Hopefully, whatever his issues and his vices are, he's getting a hold of it and taking care of it, and is rehabilitating, or whatever the case is. I don't wish no bad on Ashanti. I see a lot of people online like really going in on her, really like, oh, Ashanti is stupid. Like, they are really going in on her, and I'm like, oh my God, like, people will turn on you within the blink of an eye. I really do hope they get it together. The show wasn't that bad for me. People are trying to make it seem like a lot of stuff that they had going on was just unheard of and wasn't unseen. It's like, are y'all living under a rock? But I do have to remember that this is social media, and everybody's life is perfect on social media. And like I said, I don't agree with a lot of stuff that Nelly did. But like him saying, oh, the baby has taken over. At the end of the day, she is still married to this man. And I know, as a woman who have had kids and stuff, it's not our job to cater to a man, especially when we just had a baby and we're tired. And I get it. And a lot of it may have been exaggerated for the show. I don't know. But I will say that at the end of the day, after the baby has been here for a while, and you've gotten used to, having the baby, they're still your man. I feel like a lot of women are projecting onto Ashanti, and it's like the way they are going, and like I was gonna do reaction videos to some of the TikTok videos I had seen, but then I was like, some of the stuff that y'all were saying was crazy to me. Like, people were saying, oh, Nelly don't like Ashanti. He's devaluing her. He's wanting to make her look bad because of the ex Miss Jackson. And it's like, what do this lady got to do with what they have currently going on? It's just like, it was too much, to the point. It's like, y'all are really too deep in. Like, this is, at the end of the day, this is still a TV show. I'm pretty sure they are executive producers and stuff. They control the narrative. They know what was going to be put out there and what wasn't going to be put out there. The fact that y'all are knee deep in, like, on a whole different level, is really crazy to me. And like I say, I don't never like to get that far in, because at the end of the day, we don't know these people for real. I just feel like a little bit of grace needs to be given to my girl Ashanti. She's a new mother. She's an older mother, and she's figuring it out. Nelly, we do forget. I think a lot of people forget that Nelly is 50, and I'm not giving him a pass just because he's up in age. But it's funny to me that y'all don't give certain people a pass. Like I said, what he did, I am not saying what he's doing is right. At the end of the day, that's your child. You need to be there for your child. But to go as far as saying he hates Ashanti and he don't love her and all this other stuff that y'all are saying, I think is crazy, because Ashanti is a grown woman. She's very capable of making her own decisions. She knew what it was beforehand, and she decided to still go through with it. Now, does that make it right? That's your opinion. But in my opinion, she knew what it was. So Why are y'all going so hard on Nelly as far as that situation? Now, the situation with him going saying the stuff that he said about Kamala and the stuff with him performing at the inauguration and all that, do y'all think? Because, I side-eyed him too, and I'm like, okay, I get you need the dollar, but child, like we doing this, but at the end of the day, that's your belief. That's your belief. Do I rock with it? No, but hey. So it's just like it's one of those things where me personally, I don't think the show was that bad as people is trying to make it. I would give the show probably like a 7 out of 10. It wasn't that bad, but the fact that people are so caught up on a fairy tale, and the minute that they don't see fairy tale stuff, then they just go in. It's like, okay, at some point, just take y'all relation. I don't think I want to see a season 2 of this. I don't know if I want to see a season 2. I feel like so much y'all have gotten so much backlash. Like, keep y'all relationships off the TV, so it won't be so up under a microscope. A lot of damage has been done over the fact that he did perform at the inauguration. We knew that was coming. I mean, that's here. There ain't nothing we can do about it. But at the end of the day, baby, they are still together. They still look happy. I know somebody was like, nobody can make me believe that Ashanti is happy. It's not for us to make you believe, baby. If that's her life and that's how she's living it, that's her business. I wish them well. Hopefully they can get it together. I just wanted to say, I don't feel like Ashanti is a victim the way y'all are trying to make her. I think she very well know what she signed up for. Maybe she was a little bit taken aback because she probably thought he was just talking, but he told her what it was. It is what it is. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if I want to see them back for a season 2. All the drama and stuff with it. Hey, every relationship comes with something. No man, no woman is perfect. Is it worth it to stick it out? Only they know. So at the end of the day, do y'all think? And yeah, y'all don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments about Ashanti and Nelly. I'm not here to bash them because at the end of the day, that's their life. So y'all, bye.